Fancy. 50, brother.
We made it.
5-0.
You know?
Our 50th show. How's it feel?
Like the first?
Why does it feel like the first?
I still have to get in the zone. You know?
You mean like you still get a little nervous?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
Anxious?
Yeah, perhaps. It's my need to control everything, which I'm learning to let go.
I'm here for you. I just don't, I'm just here talking to people, just talking to folks, you know?
You ready for this?
I'm ready, brother.
Let's blow this up, baby. $50.
Over here.
Whoop. Wrong side. You know?
Did you do that on purpose?
I did not, but thank you for
Oh my God.
Let's put this out the way and enjoy the rest of our talk.
Oh my God.
Shall we?
Let's do it, brother.
Welcome to Fancy Bread. I'm Adrian.
I'm Ed.
And for the 50th time, we are here. And we just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. And
It means
just
a lot. Thank
showing
you.
up. Thank you so much. We really try hard. We try our best. And this is just a benchmark. We're definitely going to keep going and taking it that way. However, we're not going to just talk about our 50. We're not going to make it about that. How about we talk about things that are currently perhaps affecting us? So you want to start it up?
Yeah. So like I said, again, this is just having a chat, people. We're not talking about one specific thing. We're just talking. And we're happy that you're all here listening. So let's get into it. I think one of the biggest issues right now is the off season. So for those who are unclear, those who are unclear, right? In Miami, the years after COVID, I would say up to, what would you say? Up to 2023, 2023.
Yeah.
After COVID to 2023, Miami was a fucking gold mine. A gold mine for the service industry. Servers, restaurants, bars, nightlife was making more money in those years after COVID than they've ever made. Record numbers.
Yeah.
Record numbers. But for those who are unaware, Miami is hyper seasonal. Hyper seasonal. The norm is when it's cold in the country, Miami's busy.
Yeah.
And that's when you save your money and you do very well. And then when it's hot, Miami's super slow because who's going to leave their home that's hot to come to the inferno of Miami?
Correct.
Right? They go elsewhere. They travel to Europe, etc. So it's normal for that fluctuation. It's normal. But I think somewhere along the lines after COVID, we lost sight of that.
Yeah. We got used to it.
We got used to the money, that, extreme money. And that shit is over, folks. It's over. So it's hitting people hard. It's hitting people hard.
It's hitting all of us hard.
All of us. And people are, whether they want to admit it or not, they're getting a little scared. They're a little nervous. People, I can sense the anxiety in my coworkers and in my industry friends. People are like, yo, they bring it up a lot. Wow, the restaurant's really slow. Is your restaurant slow?
Yeah.
Yes, my restaurant is slow.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Everyone's restaurant is fucking slow. And it can be a little scary. If you didn't, my analogy is always like the chipmunk, They stash all of their fucking acorns in the summer so that come winter, they can eat. So if you didn't stash your fucking acorns, if you didn't save money or you weren't smart with your money while you were making some of it, right now, you're shitting bricks right now.
You're trying to find the same like as squirrels. Did you know that they
steal?
No. They hide their nuts, but they forget what they put them to.
Okay.
So you're going to be as crazy as that squirrel trying to find your money.
Well, listen, unless you stumble upon a gold mine or, one of these...
Or glitter in your hands.
Or one of these fucking parlays hits, if you didn't save money, you're nervous right now.
Well, I'm just going to wash my hands and put this cake away, and we'll take this to the next step.
Let's do it.
Now, you mentioned that we're in the low season.
Brutally low.
But something that is bothering me as of late, and a lot,
Talk to me.
I've been to restaurants where I'm the only table there.
Oh yeah, okay. I see. I know where you're going.
And it really upsets me that...
Can I finish the sentence?
Please go ahead.
That your service sucks.
Service sucks.
Sucks.
If I'm your only table, why, dude? Like,
Yeah.
why are you so concerned of all the people that aren't coming instead of taking care of the people that are there for you to take care of? I had services that, honestly, I've been to the point of like breaking that fourth wall and just telling my server, you suck. You know, like I'm a server too, and you're making me look bad.
Yeah.
And that's the ideal that's what really makes me feel bad about those things. So whenever I go to a place and I have such bad service, even when I'm the only table there, it tells me, how are you gonna serve other people when they sit there? Are you gonna be equally as bad? And that makes it embarrassing for us because that's why things like the HB 535 wanted to pass originally, because they felt that some people weren't working hard enough for it. And you're making us look bad because we are the ones that are actually, I like to think that we're serving people the way that there should be. You know, we're making sure that they have everything they need. We talk to them when they need to or when they want us to. It's about reading that table and making sure that they have everything they got. After those couple of experiences that I had, I go to work and I tell my SA, we're going to make sure everybody has what they need.
You have no excuse.
I want to make sure that they don't have to ask for it. If any, we're going to offer it. And let's try to do things without telling them. Like, don't tell them I'm going to get you something. Just get it. Put it on the table. Make sure they have a good time. Because otherwise, you're giving... This is a quote that I absolutely dislike. And it's, the just pay for the wicked. And it upsets me that because others don't want to do the things that you take so much pride on and that you do well, that in the end, we all have to be affected because some of you don't want to do the one thing that you're supposed to do.
Right. So you're referring to the bill,
Correct.
To the bill.
And the serve staff too.
And the serve staff. So yes, it's embarrassing to go to a restaurant that's dead and get bad service. It's embarrassing. And I'm sure a lot of managers have said this and a lot of servers have heard this at a pre-shift. Something along the lines of a manager saying, you know, when we're slow is when we make the most mistakes. Because it's true. People tend to shut off a little bit. And it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing to go somewhere and get bad service when the restaurant's empty. This reminds me, I went to like a little casual restaurant the other day. And my server was terrible. But terrible in the way of like technique and experience and knowledge. But she was so fucking sweet. So sweet. I still didn't like her because she was bad, but she was so sweet. I mean, I didn't dislike her personally. So that's like a question I want to ask. Like, I feel that at casual restaurants, they hire you because you're nice. And then they hope to God that you can do your job well.
Yeah.
I feel like at places like where we work at, it's backwards. They hire you because you're good at your job. And they hope to God that you're nice. You know? I mean, what do you prefer? You prefer to sit down and have the sweetest, most lovable, endearing server who's bad?
No.
Or like the technical, like fucking soldier who manicures everything, but you're not going to get a word out of this person?
Honestly, I've prided myself to being able to do both, but when I have such bad experiences, it makes me say, oh, no, I'm just going to focus on the technical. I want to make sure everything is taken care of. Just because it spooks you in such a way, right? But like you said, I prefer to have sharper service. In that case, sharp service any day. I don't need my server to be asking me where I'm from, what I'm doing, all those things. If you want to do that, make sure that everything else is taken care of. Like if you want to come in and just wow me with something or make engaging conversation, etc. Make sure that everything else is taken care of. Because has a server ever been engaged with you in conversation, and you're giving them this look like
My water is empty.
Where's my
drink?
I get it. I appreciate it. That's cool. That sounds nice. Can I get back to eating? Dude, you gotta read your table.
Yeah.
They're not there for you.
That's table to table, though.
You're an addition to the experience. They're not there for you.
That's table
it's
to
not
table,
called
yeah.
Adrian's. It's not called Ed's. It's called X Place.
Yeah, it's like don't stand at my table, talk to me, and smile, and I have an empty water glass. Like, don't do it.
It's not the way.
Don't do it.
Which, speaking of which, of giving a little bit of update for that law, I would say that today, the day of this recording, is July 1st and not July 4th, which is when the episode is coming out. A little update, of course, on HB 535, which was meant to remove service charges from Florida, currently has changed into SB 606. And what that entails is that starting today, July 1st, that every restaurant by July 1st of 2026 has to update their menu to say that a service charge
Is included.
And
Okay.
apparently that has to be in the same size of the font as everything else in the menu. They have a couple of rules behind it. However, it takes up to a year for you to implement those in the restaurant.
Right.
So dodge a little bullet with that one. What do you like to say about that?
I would like to say that is an example of, that's a slap in the face to those bill writers. Busada?
Yes.
That's a slap in the face to that son of a gun. Because
That lady, by the way, yes.
whatever. Whatever, that broad. Because that's just, I'll tell you what happened. And this is a theory / guesstimation / fact.
Go for it.
Because it all feels right. Busada was like, yo, listen, I had a bad experience. I'm fed up with this. So we need to make it so that there's no more service charges. No problem. But people that run major restaurants, major nightclubs in Florida, let's be honest, Miami, right? They give a lot of money. They pay a lot of money. So Busada's boss, whoever's above her, was contacted by people who are the CEOs and the owners of these hospitality groups. And they were like, yo, listen, we're not paying our fucking employees more money to compensate for the lack of service charge. So you better tell that fucking chick to relax. Tell her to relax. Do something to appease her, right?
Take her to a nice restaurant.
Take her to a nice restaurant. Make her feel heard, okay? Because that's not going to happen. Not if you want to keep playing golf and keep staying at our hotels for free.
Make sure she's got a server that's got all the
Right.
stuff done.
You
want
want
to get to talk to her a little bit.
You want to
know
keep
what I mean?
eating dinner at our restaurants for free? You want us to keep comping you? It's like mafia movies. Like the senators that go to the hotels and get comped and shit. You want to keep getting comped at our fucking hotels and restaurants? Yeah. Good luck that happening if you make us take our service charge off to play our employees more. I wonder
if she got up from her bed one day and
the horse was a horse.
Took a photo and there was
a horse. Right. So Busada's boss got that message. They got that sit down, right, with the heads of the families. They got that sit down, and then Busada's boss was like, "Yeah, fuck this shit. And I'm not gonna change my lifestyle.
No, we ain't doing that.
I'm not changing my lifestyle, right?" So they told Busada, "No, that's not gonna happen. We have to change it. We have to amend it, right? So let's make her happy by making her feel heard, while simultaneously not changing a fucking thing." Because every restaurant you go to, somewhere on the menu, it says 2 disclaimers. Asterisk, undercooked food, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And
chance of foodborne.
There is some kind of service charge attached to either a certain table size or already to the check.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. So thank you. Thank you for not doing a fucking thing. Fucking losers out there, bro. Get out of here. You got me upset with that one.
I want to give people one thing that as to why, not necessarily this past. And restaurants are businesses. And like any businesses, the numbers in which you sell something, it's very important to how people will react to buying something. If you put something on a menu that's crazy expensive, then suddenly all the things that were also expensive don't seem as expensive.
Yeah.
And the numbers that we use, if it finishes in a 7, if it finishes in a 9, if it's a perfect 100, a perfect 5, a perfect 5,000, these items are there to just, in a way, get you to react. Either you want to get it, or it makes everything else seem more affordable. And if we were to just up the prices so that we can pay everyone, then it destroys away that window of what these numbers can mean to you and how it impacts your sales. So I understand what she wanted to get rid of, but unfortunately, you affect the business in such a way that...
It's called anchoring or the contrast effect.
Correct.
Right.
I'm sure that someone probably educated her in that way, or educated the people that were supposed to vote, so that we can continue the business that we have to do in Miami.
That or what I said. Right? Again, sweet and not so sweet.
But that brings us to things that we ourselves have learned. We've been doing this for quite a while. We've done 50 episodes so far. And I got to say, running a business of your own, it ain't easy.
It ain't easy being cheesy, puppy.
It ain't easy. You know, it
ain't easy.
You try, you learn. Being your own boss, it's tough. You have to show up all the time, even when you want to, when you don't want to, when you're feeling it, when you're not feeling it. Sometimes you're going to hire people to help delegate things for you, and those people might or might not have the same enthusiasm to do the things that you want to do, and then suddenly you're not just an owner, now you're also a boss, a manager, a team leader. And I got to say, it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
But we're here, we're trying, we're doing our very best, and hopefully we'll be here for 100 as well. Right?
100 as well. Yeah. So the gangster of the week for me. The gangster of the week was this guy who came to eat. And when he went to go pay, he paid. But before he left, he was like, yo, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to get me a check that is bigger than my check was, because he was eating with a woman. He was like, yo, his check was like $800. He was like, listen, I need you to find me a check that's bigger than the check I had, because I need to take a picture of it and I need to send it to my girlfriend, because I'm here eating with my baby moms. But I told her that I was out with my family. So there's no way that I'm going to be out with my family and having, had such a relatively small check, because when I go out with my family, we eat a lot. We spend a lot of money. So I need you to do me that favor, big dog. He called me big dog. I need you to do me that favor, big dog. Get me a check. I got you. So I got him another check. He took a picture of it.
Like, he did it.
He just, you got to help out a friend. You got to have a friend in need.
Slow season. You got to do some things.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. So I got him the bigger check. He took a picture of it. He gave me like $200 cash, which in this current restaurant economy might as well be $1,000.
Jesus.
Cash.
Listen, next time we go out, you pay.
Yeah. I can never tell Adrian that I made money, ever. Because anytime Adrian and I eat out a lot, anytime Adrian finds out I made money, he'll always be like, next time we go out,
You pay.
you pay. So yeah, it's sneaky what this guy did. I don't think I would ever put myself in a position to do that, but he earns my Gangster of the Week award. Yeah. That shit was gangster.
I just want to ask, is that why you no longer tell me that you make money?
Would I tell you that I make money?
Is that why you no longer tell me that you make money?
Yeah, as far as Adrian's concerned, I'm broke. I'm never telling you I made money.
Slow season, baby. Things are rough.
Never. As far as Adrian's concerned, I'm never telling Adrian that I made money.
Well, that reminds me of my version of that.
What, you're gangster? You got a Gangster of the Week?
No, I didn't got a Gangster of the Week. No? I had the this of the week, and I had to throw it back at that guest.
Okay.
I had this two lovely girls coming in to dine, and one of them, I asked him what she's interested in drinking. Through a couple of questions, I just say to her, I got this. Let me bring you something. Right? I come back, bring the drinks, and I come to check on them after the 2 minutes, of course, say, how's that drink? Her friend, so the one that had the drink that I recommended, says, oh, it was great. You did your job. Mm-hmm. I took a second there. I let it go.
Took it personal.
And I continued to just be myself.
You took
this
it
person
personal.
would get up. I would walk her to the restroom and open the door for her. Her napkin would be folded when she comes back. As soon as she came back, I would pull the chair for her.
Right.
put the napkin on top.
You didn't decrease the quality of your
Of course
service.
not. Why should I? Right. And then, of course, when the food came, I pulled out my light so that they could get that perfect picture. At that point, she just looks at me and says, "Wow, Adrian, you're the real deal." I just took a pause and said, "Nah, miss, I'm just doing my job." I just walked away. Sometimes you just have to put people in their place. By the way, they did tip. And for two pretty girls, tipping in $25 extra in this economy, it's like $100 extra in this economy.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because it brings me to my next point, which is something I'm sick of, absolutely fed up with in this city is bad bitches. Sick of it. I'm so tired of 9s and 10s. Sick of them. And here's why.
Please.
Because as far as I'm concerned, you're absolutely useless. You serve no purpose whatsoever. Okay? If you were to tell me, "Hey, Edwin, what does the clientele of your dreams look like?" Simple. A bunch of fat, nasty dudes. I want a bunch of fat, disgusting dudes. That's what I want. That turns me on. I want a bunch of fucking fat dudes with little chains. I don't get no watches.
No, none of that. None
No
of that.
watches.
Just coming
just
in.
a polo shirt. Just a bunch of fucking squealing pigs. I want to walk into the restaurant and just feel like I'm. What's that movie, Spirited Away?
Yeah.
Where there's just pigs everywhere. I just want to see fucking nasty, disgusting, fat pigs that don't know how to eat. Everyone orders a fucking porterhouse for themselves. Huge bottles. That's what turns me on. Okay? I'm so sick and tired of taking care of bad bitches. They're absolutely useless. They're useless, right? They're such a waste of space, right? Because like, thinking modern relationship aspects.
Yeah.
Okay. A high value man, whatever that means to you, nowadays would say his rhetoric would be like, okay, I need a high value woman. Because you can't just be a bad bitch and say, "Oh, what do I bring to this relationship?" Just being bad. Just being me.
Yeah. You get me.
Yeah, you get me.
Get this.
You get this pussy.
I'm the prize.
You get this pussy. No, that's not good enough anymore. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for you to come to my restaurant and just be bad. That's useless to me. I'm not interested in you. Like, yo, you look good. Good for you. Beautiful skin, beautiful teeth, beautiful lips. Like, yo, I'm not knocking women taking pleasure in looking good, whether it be for them or to attract attention. Like, do you? Like, obviously, it's better to look at a woman who's a 10 than a woman who's a 1, right? Okay, fine. Good for you. But as far as taking care of you goes, what are you offering me? What are you offering me? I'm not interested in picking you up. I'm not interested in flirting with you. If you were like, "Yo, I don't want to pay for this check, but I'll let you hit," I'd be like, "No, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that because then I got to pay for your meal. Pay your, like I don't care." I got a couple of slogans, and these are going to be T-shirts. We discussed this, right? Slogan number 1: I don't care about your lips or your tits. I only care about your tips.
Nice.
That's 1.
Making that.
Number 2: I don't care if you got a big old booty. I just care if you give me money to me. That's number 2. I got a couple more, and we're gonna save those for another day. But honestly, I'm so sick of bad bitches.
Well, since you said 3, we gotta throw one more. And we always said this one. If you wanna stay, you gotta pay. That's gonna be number 3. Perfect.
Tired of bad bitches, bro. Tired of them.
I will throw them an olive branch, though. Right? Now, I understand that you say that perhaps they could be useless. What's the word you said?
Useless. Absolutely useless. Yeah.
I understand that. However,
in a restaurant monetary situation. Very specific.
I get it.
Very specific.
But I'm going to throw them an olive branch.
Very
right?
specific.
Something funny that a coworker of mine and I used like to say is that our restaurant specializes in reckless spending. And nobody spends more recklessly than someone who's interested in bad bitches. Now, I understand that perhaps themselves, they might not be bringing anything to the table to the people that they're serving. They might make it a little difficult because they don't know what they want to eat. They don't know, or they perhaps don't have the manners to enjoy an experience in that table.
Mm-hmm.
However, they might be the reason why these guys are there to pay a lot of money in the beginning. So if it's a table just full of bad bitches, yes, I give that to you. But if they're with the guy who's trying to impress, like that guy who's saying about, oh, my baby mama and all that, hey, thank you for coming in and spending $800 in a restaurant. Because honestly, in this economy, we need any dollar we can get.
Yeah, but you see, I don't think of those women as bad bitches. Those are like, you're talking about the women who bring the spender with them.
Correct.
That's a good wingman right there. That's not a bad bitch.
Got it.
A bad bitch are the bitches who sit down and they're useless, right? An A-top of beautiful women, or Colombians. Colombians, right? Bro, 8 Colombians sit down and they're bad. Close your eyes and envision them. They all look the same.
Same makeup.
Achinadita, beautiful, jet black hair. Babashito. They all look the fucking same. I haven't seen one fucking bad Colombian bitch give me a credit card and tip me. Not a single one.
That is a good point, sir.
Not a single one. So what does that mean to me? You are useless. But if you're a paisa and you bring some dude with you and you make him spend money and he tips, you're not just a bad bitch. You're a fucking gangster.
You're a wingman.
You're a gangster.
And we appreciate you.
And we appreciate that. You're a gangster. Good for you.
During low season, we appreciate all the help we can get.
Remember, listen, if this shit doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. And if you're like, oh man, fuck him, then it probably applies to you. Okay? So no, useless. Get out of the restaurant. Not interested.
But let's move into future. What are some of the things that we would like to do with the show? What are something that you would like to do with the show?
I want to build a community. I feel like there aren't enough bridges between different restaurants. Look, I'll give you an example. In our restaurant group, there are several different restaurants. We all work under the same company, the same umbrella. But if we all get together somewhere, it's very cliquey.
Yeah.
Our restaurant won't associate with their restaurant and vice versa. There could be 5 restaurants, same group. The only time that those cliques are broken is if, I used to work at that restaurant. So I know the chef who's standing over there or I know those 2 servers. But if I've never worked at that restaurant, there's like a barrier.
Yeah.
There's a wall.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I want to build a community. I want some camaraderie. And not just to be goofy, but so that, somebody needs a job, I got you. Yo, what's up? You here? Yo, Adrian, what's up, man? We don't work at the same restaurant, but let me introduce you to this person over here. Network, right? When you have those barriers and it's super cliquey, it makes all of that very difficult. Yeah. Super difficult. I had this idea for further down the line, we do like a networking event.
Yeah.
And the way I would work it, and this is just very preliminary. This is just kind of off the top of my head. The way it would work is you would sign up. You would say what restaurant you work at or what restaurant group you work at. And then that restaurant group, I would assign with a color, like a wristband or a T-shirt, anything signifies that restaurant. Everyone who works at that restaurant has a color. Then when you get to the event, you cannot spend time with anyone who has the same color as you. So it forces you. It's like camp. Yeah. It forces you
to get out of your comfort zone.
Get out of your comfort zone. It forces you to talk to people. And I already know what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you will immediately find comfort in the fact that these strangers you're talking to do the same thing you do.
Yeah.
You're going to be
the same situations that you do.
Same situations.
Yeah.
Yo, you ever had a pain in the ass guest? Oh, I had a pain in the ass guest last night. Oh, I had somebody like that last week. You're going to find ways to connect with these people because once those barriers are broken down, you're going to find that in the industry, we all go through the same shit. We all deal with the same assholes. And literally, if you work in the same kind of restaurants, same level, price point, then the asshole I took care of on Saturday, you probably took care of that asshole on Friday. The same exact person. Oh, you mean the guy who comes in and wears the gloves? Yeah, I took care of that guy last week. Like, people need to break these barriers down. It really bothers me. Like, it's too cliquey. We all do the same thing, bro. We all do the same shit. We need to, create that camaraderie and come together as an industry community.
I like that.
I would really enjoy that.
Well, to me, I really took what's been going on in the slow season a little too personal. The fact that a lot of people don't know what they're doing or what they're supposed to do just because they're nice, they hire them. And I think that it's up to everyone, whether the industry that you're in is if it's medicine, if it's restaurant, if it's management, financial, anything, that it's up to us to pass on the baton.
The baton.
Mm-hmm. Or, to the torch, pass the torch.
No, they're both. I just like the way you said baton.
The baton, yeah. Because I think of that person who served me. And I said, I really want to make some shorts where, in a way, we help people understand this is what service is. This is where you come from. This is where you stand. This is how your mannerisms should be, where your hands are going to be. Just minor little details that it's just a way to refresh. So I will be working on making some shorts to help aid in those areas as to what are the minor little details that we all have to do. Hopefully, we can share these among ourselves, share it with another server, someone you see doing a thing, be like, hey, take a little peek at that. Just a little heads up, right?
You mean like training?
Correct. I've something that I've appreciated a lot in the show is that at times I have people who worked with us or worked before with us to say, hey, man, I really appreciate that little nugget of information that you gave me there. Now, every time I go to my tables, I don't no longer say that. I say this instead. Or, the other day someone said that, and I hit him back with something that Ed mentioned. And it's good. I like the fact that what we're doing here, it's helping others, do more money or do better or step up their service. So I hope that in the near future, we'll be working on some shorts to help you with that.
Do you know something that you do that I would never do?
Would you want me to start with a list or?
No. Your light.
My light. I know.
Adrian has this like little ring light. It's not as like intense as like those solar beams that people have. It's just like kind of like a soft white, soft like, yellow light. And when people are taking pictures, Adrian will pull it out and he'll like shine on the table so they have better pictures.
I might even pan it with them.
Or when people ask Adrian to take their picture, he'll take their phone and then he'll put his light up like this. And I see them from across the room and I go, fuck, no, man, no.
But those are the things that stay with them. I realized that a good picture is something that will make people come back. Because when you're going over your pictures and you say, oh, man, that picture looks so good. And people were like, where was that? And I was, that was at X Plays. And my service was fantastic. The food was great. Because when people are going through their pics, those really stand out. So a good picture says a lot more than you think. That's why I always give it a little bit of extra when I work on that. Because that's the people that we work with today, my friend. Not everybody is looking for that wonderful service or dining experience or that dish. No, people just want to have fun nowadays. They just want to have something that you haven't had or just to brag about it to others. It's unfortunate, but that is Miami, sir. And we've spoken about that on various episodes already. This is about having your cake and eating it too. Thank you for cheesecake. Why cheesecake, sir? Is it because you're from New York?
Oh, I got this at a special bakery. A new bakery that just opened up.
Yeah? We're going to do an episode about that bakery as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned you have a couple of archetypes that you want to get off your chest, sir?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah?
I want to talk about something else.
Go for it.
It infuriates me when people say that they are picky. And it's not that you're picky, it's that your palate sucks. Your palate fucking sucks. This is an example of someone being picky. Yo, my salmon is overcooked. I don't like these oysters. I prefer West Coast oysters because East Coast oysters are, too briny for me. So I prefer West Coast oysters. Oh, that's an example of someone saying, I'm open to eat things, but I like them in a specific way. When no one has ever been like, no one has ever told me I want West Coast oysters because I don't like East Coast oysters. I'm very picky. No, they just illustrate that they like a specific thing a certain way. People who say they're picky are the people that are like, oh yeah, do you have any A1 or ketchup? Or no, I don't eat anything raw. Or No. You don't have any salmon? Oh, I don't like anything other than salmon. Or you eat like a fucking child.
Yeah.
That's what it amounts to.
Thank you.
When you were a child, your parents made you happy by giving you childish things. A lot of these people who say that they're picky would be happy going to a restaurant and having fucking chicken fingers. Yeah. Chicken fingers with barbecue sauce and french fries. There's nothing wrong with that. I love chicken fingers. But it's not that you're picky. It's that your palate sucks. Your palate has never grown. It's never expanded. You've never given it an opportunity. You're not even like, yo, dislike a million things, but at least try some things.
I would say that.
Try shit.
Yeah.
Try it. No. I'm not gonna eat. Just try it.
It's a tough line, and I agree there, sir. However, I've had situations on the other side with these picky eaters, right?
Like a real picky eater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because there are some, I would say that whenever I have guests of a certain age, I would say.
How old?
Some people that you would say that normally would be inexperienced diners. And whenever they ask you for a certain dish, for example, a Oscar style, it's interesting that I've had to negatively explain a dish because I know you're not going to like it.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
Because I understand that we're all pinching pennies. I'm doing that too. Whenever I go out, I'm not going out and splurging as I used to do.
Money comes and goes.
Exactly. Money comes and goes. So I get it. Sometimes we have to hold on. And when people see, oh, crab, Oscar, certain price, cheaper than the crab or the lobster, then they might say, oh, I'm going to have that. And you have to explain to them, have you ever had this before? And then being like, well, this is going to be a béarnaise, which is a buttercream French sauce, mixed in with the shredded king crab meat, usually a steak topper for you to enjoy a surf and turf option with your steak. And they'll be like, yeah, I'll have it. And I'm like, fuck, I know you're not going to like it. But then you still say, would you like that on the side instead of on top? Just so that you can avoid, right, having to take a whole steak back. Because, again, they decided to try something based on price, not on what it is. Or even listening to your server explain, listen, I want you to try things, but I know you're not going to like it. So I would say that there's a generational peakiness, and it's sometimes hard to traverse. I've had, even after explaining all that, I had to take back a lot of Oscar styles just because they didn't get it.
If I explain something to you and I make it clear about what it is and you try it and you don't like it,
always staying there.
It's staying on there.
Yeah.
It's staying on there. If I wasn't clear in my description and I confused you, all right, listen, it's a human thing. I get it. If I explain something clearly, make you understand what it is, ask you if you understand, ask you if you still want to do it, you say yes, you don't like it, well, you also better not like paying for it because you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because we're in the slow season, management tends to allow certain things, and we get it. We're in slow season. That's how it is. But from peaky, I also want to mention other guests that not necessarily are peaky, but they are just, I would say, it's not that it's not good. It's just that you're sheep. I had the situation happen the other day.
Okay.
Table of 3 gentlemen. They ordered 3 skirt steaks.
Okay.
2 mid well and 1 mid rare. And one of the ones that has it mid well says to me, oh, I came here before and I had this before and this just doesn't taste the same. I'm like, what's wrong with it, sir? What would you like me to tell the chef? And he's like, well, it's a little burnt. And I'm like, burnt, sir? I take my yellow light, which is the right temperature for you to, of course, show a steak, never a white light. And I place it on top of the steak. I ask the guest, can you please cut the steak down the middle so that we can open it up and see the proper temperature? Perfect medium well. I said, sir, this steak is perfectly cooked to a medium well. Same as your friend over there. And the friend starts to say, oh, no, but look at mine. Look at his. And I shine the light at his. And I say, what are we talking about? Look at that. That's burnt. I'm like, sir, it's a char line from the wood grill. Yours has it too. Oh, but look at that. You mean the salt and pepper on top? Sir, what are we talking about here? I had to have this long argument and discussion just because this guy simply did not want to pay for a steak. he realized, oh, my card or my account balance is a little low. And I'm like, sir, you're not peaky. You're just cheap. And if that's the case, maybe you shouldn't have walked through that door from the beginning. If I don't have money to go out, you know what I do? I stay home. I eat at home. That's it. Just buy something, buy order in, or go to the supermarket, go to where you can buy something really nice, a nice little opening bakery in Miami called Publix. And get something for yourself. But don't go places and make an ass out of yourself. Because honestly, when I see that guy, I'm like, oh, dude, I'll make fun of you.
Yeah. We've said this before. You can go to an expensive restaurant and not spend a lot of money. What does that look like? Any restaurant that's smart is going to have items on it that are more affordable than others. So just order those items. Yeah. And you can be frugal, even though we're talking about a situation where you're spending money.
Of course.
But listen, you like to eat out. You enjoy restaurants. You don't cook at home. You don't want to order something. You want to go out? Fine, go out. But don't order a $100 steak and then try to complain about it.
Yeah.
Because that just makes you look like an asshole. This guy sat down the other day and I overheard him say, this is one of the best martinis I've ever had. But yo, it was like $35. I know I ordered expensive vodka. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? If you don't like the menu prices, just keep it to yourself.
Thank you.
Keep it to yourself. Or keep it down. Yeah. Because if we overhear you speak negatively about a menu item because of its price, we're starting off on the wrong foot. Mm-hmm. We're starting off on the wrong foot.
I was having a conversation the other day about what makes a restaurant accessible. Mm-hmm. And to me, the word access, it relates to money. It's what I can afford, right, to have. And if I go to a very expensive restaurant, then I must be able to afford that. However, most restaurants, like you said, they have different menu items because you can go to a restaurant and have their $20 item. And some restaurants will have $25 main courses. Some restaurants will not have that. So is one restaurant more accessible than the other? Yes, yes, it is. But again, you can always play around with what you can afford. Mm-hmm. And you can go to a very expensive restaurant, which a lot of people are doing nowadays. People are coming to our restaurant and just saying, I'm going to have an appetizer as my main course, and I'm going to have a side as my main course. And they'll do that. And that's okay. I have no issue with you doing that. The issue is, like when you said, you try to get something else and then say, oh, no, it was too much for me. Just know the limits of what you can buy. And that is the axis in which you have to. And I'm okay with it. I don't go to dine at the restaurant I work in or similar restaurants like that. Not anymore.
It used to bother me before. It doesn't bother me now. I don't know what's changed, but when people used to come in and have an appetizer as a main course, I used to be like, it's not that you aren't hungry. You're just being cheap. Mm-hmm. But listen, we all have tough times, man. I get it. Maybe you're there with friends and you want to be with your friends and your friends decided on dinner and you're embarrassed about your current financial situation. Happens to everybody.
Of course.
So you want to be in the game, but you don't have the money to be a star. Get your fucking appetizer. I'm not going to make you feel bad about it. It's fine. Like I said, money comes and goes.
Yeah.
But when guys like yours complain, because you can tell they're trying to get it over on you, like, what are you doing in the restaurant?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
It's not the place.
No.
It's not the place for that.
Archetypes?
Please.
So through our many journeys in restaurants, Adrian and I have come across different styles of diners and also different kinds of coworkers. So we decided to categorize these people into archetypes.
Yeah. Or Ed's Restaurant Archetypes.
That's TBD. That's in the works. So the first one I've ever come up with is called the Amazon. So there's a sexual position called the Amazon.
Go ahead.
I'm not talking about like the tribe of women that are like fierce warriors. No. So there's a sexual position called the Amazon. And I learned this through Google. So this position looks like it's a woman riding a man, but instead of like her being on top normal, he has like his legs up and she's like almost looks like she's fucking him.
Okay.
I digress. It's a position that doesn't make the man look like he's in control. That's the premise of the story.
Go for it.
What you do behind closed doors with your people is up to you. No judgments, right? They look like they were having a good time. Good for them.
Yeah.
But It's a position that objectively makes the man look like a little bitch. It makes him look like she is dominating him. So if you're a man and you go eat and your woman takes charge of everything, you are an Amazon.
You, sir, are an Amazon.
You're an Amazon. That's one.
Let's keep going.
I got two more. These are much more simple, right? I've got a million of these. That's number one. Number two. If you are consistently inappropriate with sexual harassment at work, you're not as funny as you think you are, you're making your coworkers feel uncomfortable, you are what I call a stifler. You're a stifler. Nobody likes you at work because you're a pain in the ass. You're always making your female coworkers be uncomfortable, or vice versa. You could be a woman and make your male coworkers be uncomfortable. You are a stifler.
Or a man and still make your male coworkers uncomfortable.
You're a stifler.
You're a stifler.
You're a stifler. And then the last one is simple. It's simple. You could be called the diva or the telenovela. Yeah. Right? You're always gossiping. You're always looking for drama. And this is an employee. You're always looking for drama. You're always gossiping, talking about people behind their backs, always want to know what's going on that has nothing to do with you. You are the telenovela. Okay? Telenovela. And it's a shame because I grew up watching telenovelas. You never watched novelas when you were a kid?
Yes, I did.
Ow. ¿Sí o no? That was the shit growing up. Thalia?
Really?
María la del Barrio?
I was going to say María la del Barrio. Yeah.
Fue pa' mi amigo.
Rolandito.
It's my shit, bro. So, we will always have more of these, of the archetypes. But today, those are your three. The Amazon, the Stifler, and the telenovela.
There you go.
Stay tuned for more.
I think we can last call it, sir.
Got nothing else to say, bro?
No.
I do.
Go ahead.
I wanted to thank you.
Go ahead.
I wanted to thank you for being as professional and as hardworking as you are. And that's it.
Thank you.
Nice and short.
I appreciate that. Well, what is the lesson here? It is summer, and sometimes things happen that are unexpected. The narrative in the place that we live, being here in the United States, or the world as it is constantly going through changes. And it is up to us to be able to pivot. You need to find out what is it exactly that you want and work hard for it. This is something that we've been working for 4 years now, I would say.
Yeah.
We started on our phones, then we got a mic and started doing that. Then we bought bigger mics and started doing a little table in the corner. Then we did it in my living room. Then we kind of created a bit of a set. And then finally we moved into camera. It's a lot of work and not a lot of payoff at times, but it's something that we do because we like it, we enjoy it, and we want to do something about it. And we hope that we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you taking the time. And we hope that this becomes something that is not just us, but ours. Thank you for listening.
Take care, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.